Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews. My name's Nick, and today we're going to be checking out the HyperX Cloud in our Headphones Showdown. I'm kind of getting used to it and I'm liking that. Okay, so let's get right into the tests, and the very first one we're going to be checking out is of course our bass test. But before we get into that, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, this is episode number 3, so episode 1 and 2 are already out. And in case you've missed episode 1, our test setup is kind of like I'm using the onboard ALC 1150 codec from my motherboard, and the headphones are always connected to the rear green port. So with that out of the way, let's get into the bass test. And as you can see, these pair of headphones start at about the 20 Hz range for your bass, and that is pretty consistent with all the other headphones and earphones that we have, except for the TrebLab RF100, which start way lower. Now the next test is our treble test, and here the headphones also are comparable to the other ones, but do note that they sound kind of tinny towards the highermost tones in that range. Our next test is the spectral flatness test, and what this test tells us is how consistent the sound signature is across the lows and the highs. And well, it should be pretty consistent if they are a good pair of headphones or earphones, and this kind of does okay for the price range that they fall under now, and that is quite a bummer. These are also quite similar to the HyperX Cloud version 2, and I think now version 3 is also out. I'll link all of these down in the description. So yeah. Our next test is the dynamic range, and this is below the full decibel scale, and they do quite okay here as well at -30. So yeah, I was expecting a little more isolation from these, given that the cups are very large, they cover your entire ears, and well, they are supposed to be really snug on your head, and that is how it feels like. But unfortunately, the isolation is not all that great. So I would personally prefer the M30 or the M50X, because as we can see from these charts, the M40X is definitely not recommendable. Now during the bass tests, these headphones, they do not rattle at all at any of the frequencies, and that is a good thing finally in its favor. And last is our binaural test, and these headphones, due to the lack of isolation, they score slightly lower than the other headphones and earphones that we have in the test. Now, considering all the cons that I just talked about, these headphones do sound excellent when you're playing games, and especially if you're playing first-person shooters, you can hear bullets left and right, and they sound pretty fantastic, and they sound decent, if not comparable to the M30X when you're playing music on them as well. So these kind of fit both purposes, gaming and listening to music, whereas the other earphones that we tested, well, they're great for listening to music and, you know, if you're editing creative content and stuff like that. But for gaming, I would thoroughly recommend these, or just stick with the Apple 3.5mm earpods. So while I check out from this video, let's take a look at the overall scores that we have so far. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, you know what to do. Leave me a comment down below and let me know why you disliked it. And if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.